All right, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Looking for Peyton Chatagnier, usually on time. He's he's typically the anti Cooper Johnson. Not a guy that's a couple minutes late. They have some similarities. Cool guys, um, but usually on time. It's 7 o'clock. I don't have a request from Peyton yet. It's a little disappointing. I guess after a freshman year, you get comfortable. Hmm. Hmm. Peyton. Let's see who we got on here. We'll just skip over Peyton. Houston Roth. Be a dandy. Be a good one. I'm going to guess Chatagnier is doing his hair, making himself look good. We'll get into that for sure. Connecting.
He's not doing his hair. I just couldn't figure out how to do it.
Do what, your hair?
No, I didn't know how to request.
Well, you made it. How we
I
doing?
know. How are you doing?
Where are we right now in your house? Are we in your bedroom?
We are in, I am a family of musicians. Let's see if I can figure out how to turn this camera around.
Yeah, give us a little tour.
We have, well, there's my parents' but it's my dad's music room. This is his piano.
Hold on. Stop at the piano. Can you do what John Rice Plumlee and Kevin Graham can do on the piano? Can you do that?
Me, no. I took lessons when I was probably 6 or 7. Typical. Never mind. Yeah. No.
You have no musical talent.
No, none at all. My brother's a really good singer. My dad's a really good musician. I am short and cannot sing. So let me show you the rest of the room.
Okay.
Guitar. I need to somehow spread out. Get further out here. So there's the little piano thingy. He's got all this stuff. Drums. Stereo.
This thing is pretty sweet.
Oh yeah. He spends every second of every day in here if he can.
For those of you who are just joining and asking him to play, he can't play any of that. That's his brother and his dad.
I can.
They got all the talent.
I can do Mary Had a Little Lamb.
No, thank you. No one wants to hear that. We would go from 170 people watching this to 4.
And the one that goes, it's not on, but this one's like, that's the only one I know.
Peyton, turn the camera back around. Okay. We're not off to a great start.
You asked for the room. I showed you the room.
First, all right, let's get to business here.
Yeah.
First freshman that's been invited on the show. How do you feel about that?
The people ask and I deliver. So what can I say? They wanted me on here. I'm here.
You are here.
Excited.
Which the beauty of this is either this is not going to be very long, or I'm going to have to get creative with some of the questions because I always have that stock question like, hey, which is your favorite SEC ballpark? Well, unfortunately, you haven't played in any SEC ballparks besides Swayze.
My favorite would still be Swayze.
Well, come on. And so, you got your 17 games into your college career, and so we got to get a little bit creative. But I have done a lot of research.
I know that's not good.
I have dug around. Anybody who's looked at my Twitter knows that I have got multiple inside sources that have helped me out with some material, and we're going to go over that material. And usually this is the part in our little show here where I talk about like, hey, I don't need any boxed answers that you would give on some interview with Chase Parham or Ben Garrett or anything like that. I need real stories. I need it to be like me and you are FaceTiming. I don't feel like I need to say that to you. The beauty of you is you're going to give Chase Parham and Ben Garrett and me all the exact same answers.
Yep.
But the advantage I have is, A, I know some people that are close to you that I can get some information about. B, I have some inside stories of my own. So I guess the place we start before we poke fun at you.
Wait, let me see if I can turn on this light. It looks dark.
Yeah.
Our
boring.
power went out. There's a hurricane that went through here.
Haven't heard
I
of
don't
any
know how
hurricanes in Houston.
I don't know how to turn it on. I don't think it will turn on.
We're good. Everybody can see your pretty face.
You sure? What about
Yeah.
now?
We're good. We're good. Let's quickly, for those who don't know, let's quickly talk about, you're from the greater Houston area. And so we're going to go through the recruiting real quick. So I will take it through our side of things, and then I'm just going to ask you to take it through your side of things. So I think it's in between your sophomore and junior year, we get tipped off that there's this kid in Texas that plays for Hunter Penn's travel team that would possibly have some interest in Ole Miss. And see, for people that don't know, Texas is a tough state to recruit because people from Texas, and this isn't really not you that I'm talking about, my wife would be an example of this, are a very proud bunch of people about where they're from.
I am. I'm proud.
You are. But you'll understand what I'm getting to. So with that, as a recruiter not in the state of Texas, sometimes you're just kind of spinning your wheels if you go recruit a guy from Texas, because there's no shot he's leaving the state of Texas. No way. It doesn't matter who's recruiting him. Doesn't matter. He would rather go to a mid-major in the state of Texas to stay in the state of Texas. So I say that with the background, but we get from a reliable source, someone that we trust, that you would have interest in exploring outside the state. And so I think at this point you probably talked to Laugh a couple times before we go over to Atlanta to watch you play in a big tournament, 16U, I think, tournament. And so we're recruiting you a little bit. We have some inside information also at this point that there are a couple of Texas schools, one of which is in our league. The other is a Big 12 powerhouse in West Texas that are like in there pretty heavy. And so I go watch you play at the East Cobb Complex. I don't remember if Laugh had seen you play prior to this in the same tournament, but I go watch you play, and I sit directly behind home plate. There's not a lot of stands there. And as you know, one of my best friends on earth is the recruiting coordinator at Texas A&M, who is one of the schools that's recruiting you. I sit down next to him, and he looks me dead in the eye and says, who are you here to watch? And I'm not going to lie to him. You know, let's recruit it out, and may the best man win. And so I say to him, the shortstop. And he said, hey, I don't want you to waste your time or anything, but he's going to commit to us next week. That's what we've been told. At that point in my head, you know, like when you're competing against one of your friends, you want to win a little more, you know? So in my head, I'm like, we'll see about that. Then you and your family come over, you know, I think you had like church camp or something coming up in the week after that. So you guys come over, visit campus, you end up committing to us. Take everybody through your recruiting process and what other schools you were trying to decide between. Tell the story about your mom not wanting you to come to Ole Miss, where your brother goes to school. Give us the whole rundown.
Okay. From like the very, very beginning?
I don't want to bore anybody. We got a lot of followers right now. Whatever the highlights of your recruiting were, because we got a lot to get through here.
I think it started my sophomore or maybe freshman year going into sophomore summer. I went and tried out there's a showcase, same thing, for Texas State, which I think used to be Northwestern, something like that. So I went there. I had a decent tryout. They got there. You get graded like letter grades, A, B, C, D, and I think I got a C or something, which was like a below average high school player. So they told me right away, we're not going there. And I was like, oh boy, I'm not making Texas State. I'm going nowhere. And then I was actually, more than A&M, I was an LSU fan. I really wanted to be a Tiger. My mentor, he coached me for a long time and stuff, and he was an LSU Tiger, so that's where I wanted to go. Went to a camp there. They didn't really want me. told me I was kind of small. And then I went to A&M, like I think a year later or something, to a camp. And it was a 2-day camp. The first day I did horrible. Like I was like, okay, for sure I'm not getting anything out of it. And so I came back the second day. Like I just had the mindset of whatever, like I'm gonna have fun. I'm gonna be how I've always been and be energetic, whatever. So I go there, have a decent second day. They pull me in afterwards, tell me that they said, look, you're not the strongest, you're not the fastest, you don't throw the hardest, there's nothing really about you that would say you're a great player, but we just love your energy and we love how much, you love to play the game. So they wanted to offer me. And then I think after that, once that happened, word travels. So then then Texas Tech figures out that I wanted to go there. So I was going on a visit to Texas Tech, but right before A&M was like, hey, come up real quick. Before you go up to Texas Tech, we want to offer you. So I went up to A&M. They gave me 30%, I think. And
whoa, you're going to break down offers too, huh?
Well, I have to explain why I didn't just commit right then.
Okay, all right, go ahead.
So they gave me that. Me and my dad went up there. We were pumped. Like, boom, that's it. I'm an Aggie. Let's go. And then
wait, Aggie?
Yeah, A&M gave me 30%. Right before I went to Tech.
I thought you were talking about Texas Tech. Go ahead.
No, so right away, boom. A&M's a great school. That's where I was going. But then I talked to my coaches, and they were like, look, I didn't understand 30%. I was like, who cares? I got a scholarship. And they were like, look, let's wait it out a little bit. So I waited out, and I took a visit to Texas Tech, and I saw a tumbleweed for the first time and decided I'm not going there. So
Lubbock is way out there.
Yeah, it is. And after that, I had a couple schools that were interested, but nothing crazy. And then I was about to commit to A&M. My coach sat me down, my travel ball coach sat me down and was like, is there any other school before we commit? Is there any other school you'd like to go to? And I remember one time y'all came to Houston to play in the Astros Stadium, Minute Maid, and you're wearing your powder blues. Of course, I saw the powder blues. So I was like, that team in the powder blues looks kind of cool. So I didn't even, to be honest, I didn't know who Ole Miss was. I just love the jerseys. So I was like, well, maybe there. So I guess my coaches contacted y'all. Y'all came in and saw me. I still at that point was going to be an Aggie. And then I came and visited Ole Miss. And it was like, this is home. This is where I want to be. I loved it. I felt like I gelled with the coaches real well. And the positions kind of lined up the way I wanted it to. So.
All right. Good story.
Yeah.
Can you talk about your mom not being happy?
Yeah. So I guess whenever I came and visited Ole Miss, Coach B was like, look, you'll either know as soon as you get home if you want to come here or not. And I did know like right away that's where I wanted to go, for real. So I kind of waited for a while because my mom, first of all, my brother goes to A&M. So of course they're only an hour away from my brother. And so I think my dad knew that I wanted to go to Ole Miss, but I kept telling my mom, like, I'm not sure yet. She really wanted me to go to A&M just because it was close, and Mississippi's 9.5 hours away from us. So then I finally was like, look, Mom, like, this is where I want to go. This is what I want to do. I know it'll suck, but I think it'll be best for me.
Is your mom good with it now? Are we good?
Yeah, she's great. Loves y'all. Loves it. Loves
Okay.
it. Yeah, we're good now.
Good.
But so I after I called Laugh, I think it was, to actually commit, I told my mom, and I mean she was happy in the inside, but like deep down she was happy, but she cried for probably a month. Every day. It was just so sad. And I was like, I know, Mom, I'm so sorry, but I had to.
Since we got on the topic, and I got somebody that down here commenting, which was a good one. Since the powder blues, I guess, are what pushed us over the edge, which is great. You're all about that.
And the season. I was an avid watcher of the season. Loved it.
Yeah, no, those guys do a great job. Since you're all about the flair of the powder blues and everything, let's change subjects briefly and talk about it's floating around Twitter. I don't have Instagram, so I don't know about Instagram. Hopefully someone has put it on that. A couple different pictures of, I'm guessing, a senior prom of you. And if anybody hasn't seen this, it's on my Twitter. I replied to somebody with it, and there's a couple different pictures floating around of you and I assume your girlfriend, prom, and you are wearing a really bright colored, I guess I would call it polka dot tuxedo.
Yeah.
What's that all about?
I didn't want a same old black and white tuxedo. I wanted to be different. There was a lot of different options, and to be honest, I don't know how I picked polka dot, but at one point it was going to be all dollar bills or, smiley faces or something. I just wanted to be different. I thought it was awesome. It was awesome.
Kind of a look at me type thing, huh?
No, it was just I wanted to be different. I wanted to make my own path while everyone was following everybody else.
Well, you made your own path, and everyone did look at you, and you were.
But nobody followed.
Tell me what your girlfriend's thoughts were when you either told her or she saw, I am going to prom with the guy in the polka dot that's just making a mockery of this prom.
Well, that would have been her third prom. So she's older, kind of cool. So she wasn't that worried. It was like, okay, I'm going to my third prom. It's not that big of a deal. So she didn't care. I think she was excited, to be honest.
She was cool with it.
Yeah.
Where does she go to school?
Arkansas.
Yeah.
Ugh.
So everybody knows, before practice starts every day, while we're on this.
All right. Now we're telling lies.
Will you allow me to talk, and then I will allow you to talk? It doesn't work very well if we're talking over each other.
Well, you're going to give them false information.
I am going to tell the truth right now. So Peyton is a freshman. So everybody knows we do not allow cell phones in our locker room. You can have them in the player performance center in the building. You may not have them in the locker room.
And now not the dugouts.
Right. To my knowledge, Peyton's never broken that locker room rule. One rule that us as coaches never thought we would have to make would be that guys would bring their cell phones out to practice, to the dugout. That is now the Peyton Chatagnier rule. Because this older girl, and I don't know if she's on here, I think she's pretty cool from what the rest of the players say and everything. So the last thing I'm going to do is throw her under the bus. But good for her, because she has got you wrapped around her finger. So my man in the fall, trying to make a name for himself at Ole Miss, we come out probably, I don't know, anywhere from 45 minutes to an hour prior to practice, a bunch of us, and we sit in the dugout, and sometimes the conversation, we call it fellowship. Sometimes the conversation is baseball related. Sometimes it's kind of a off the wall story related. Sometimes, it's just whatever. I think it's good for relationships. And I would say on any given day, half of our team is out there. Is that accurate, you think?
Yeah.
Not always the same guys. There's some staples that are in there. But yeah. Peyton, who is, I don't know, a month into his college time, hasn't played a game yet, will walk out in his baseball pants, and there's this big rectangle in the back of his pants. And then when he got bored in the conversation, instead of interjecting himself, which he never has a problem doing, it's like a Snapchat to his girlfriend. What have I just said that is false? Any of that?
Because mainly in the fall, so in the fall, we would have like our own early work, whatever you want to call it, where it's
individual skill instruction.
Yeah, where it's split up. So me being a freshman, I couldn't drive to the stadium and park there.
Right.
So I would always have to tell like one of the older guys or aunt or someone that we need to get food after this because I'm starving.
Sure.
So most of the time it was that.
That's not true. That is not true, and I think any Ole Miss baseball player that is on this right now can vouch for me that
Half the time they were taking my phone.
There was a lot of dialogue with the pretty little girl that goes to Arkansas. I know that. I know that for a fact, and I'm sure she's great. I'm sure she's your unicorn, you know, the one. I'm sure you only have eyes for her. I'm sure all of those things. But she can wait till after practice. So anyway,
I think you're right.
so everybody knows we made the Peyton Chatagnier rule that we never thought we'd have to make, which is you cannot bring your phone into the dugout either. Let's move past that.
We have. I stopped a long time ago.
Yeah, because it became a rule. And
no, because once we started having regular practices, I didn't have anyone to give me food.
This is okay. Moving forward, let's stay off the field for a minute. Tell me, I also tweeted out a picture a few hours ago.
Yeah.
Of a photo. It looks like it's maybe in your room back there in Cyprus. No, in your dorm room?
No, I don't have it. I don't even know where it's at in the house.
Okay, so everybody knows, Peyton went to a very large high school in Cyprus. Cyfair?
Yep, Cyfair.
A lot of Cy schools. He went to Cyfair in one of, one of the best districts of high school baseball in the country. A lot of really, really good players in that district. That's not why I'm talking about. How many people did you graduate with? How many people in your class?
900, maybe 1,000, something like that.
Okay, so we're talking about 1,000 people probably in his just seniors in his graduating class. Peyton, and for those of you who haven't seen it, go to Twitter. I posted it earlier about, 3 hours ago in preparation for this. I was doing my work. Peyton was voted, I assume. He has a trophy that is Cyfair 2019 Mr. Handsome or most handsome. Is this something that you had to campaign for?
No.
How is this award given out? Can you give me some background? By the way, before you go into that, you're getting some love on here. Like Kessinger said, you should be proud of that award.
Thanks, Gray.
Anyway, go ahead. Is Parker your brother?
Yeah.
He's saying you stole that award from somebody and you should give it back.
And he also got mad at me because I said someone turned the power off, but it's the power went off because of the.
All right. Sorry, Parker. That you've had to live with this guy for probably 18 years is a miracle that you're still alive. Anyway, can we break down the award?
Yeah, but see, now we got Gray saying he was being sarcastic, which he wasn't. All right. Honestly, I don't know that much about the award. I just know everyone voted, and I was the most handsome. I don't know where it's at.
Who gave you the trophy? Is this a student government thing?
Yeah, no, you know how in prom, I didn't win prom king, whatever. I got most handsome. But, the assistant principals or something just give it to you, the same way they would prom king and queen.
So out of 1,000 people, then let's just say, it's probably not exactly 50-50, but let's just say there's 500 boys and 500 girls. You're the most handsome person in Cyfair class of 2019?
Yeah, but it was before I had this really long hair, so.
Okay. Well, that leads us perfectly into my next.
Wait, but hold on. You're making it seem like I have this trophy somewhere. I don't know where it is in my house. It could be in the garage.
Oh, it's not in the garage. Everybody go check my Twitter.
I don't know where it's at, but I promise you, I don't have it in my room or anything like that, so.
Ooh. Well, it's somewhere. It's somewhere. Because it was definitely not a garage. Everybody look at the background, and there's a picture of you and your mom when you're 3 in there. No, it's
with my bowl cut.
Yeah. All right. That goes perfectly into the next comment. You've been committed to us for let's say 6 months probably. You're solidly committed to us. It's probably your junior year of high school now. You're probably wearing the Ole Miss garb around Cyfair High School. You're sweet. And Coach Lafferty, thank goodness Coach Clement didn't get this call. Coach Lafferty gets a phone call from you that asks, and again, you can correct the story, asks if it would be legal compliance-wise to be a Hollister model.
Yep.
You're going to need to explain what Hollister is, for some of us, me included, and what does that all entail? What does being a Hollister model entail?
Well, I will have to say I was never a Hollister model.
What would you call it?
I was a brand ambassador. It's
right.
different.
So that's a fancy way of saying model.
No, it's different.
Did you or did you not take pictures and in Hollister clothes and post them on social media platforms? It's yes or no.
Yes.
You were a model.
I was ambassador. So basically, I would either take pictures, yes, or do like some sort of marketing advertising on the ground. So talk to people about it, give them promotion. I'm not promotion, some sort of deal or discounts or something. And then I would get paid for that.
We as a coaching staff had to call our compliance office and say, hey, we have a recruit. He's actually a really good baseball player from Houston that called us and asked if he could be a brand ambassador for Hollister. They laughed, and then they went and checked to make sure it was legal, and it was. So no one has to wonder if we were breaking NCAA rules or anything. Okay. All right. For the time being, I'm done.
I did. Wait, hold on. Whenever I first came to school, I really thought I was going to get more, people were ragging on me more than
more crap.
Yeah, thank you. But really, I think it might have been Kev. Kev, I think, like, probably 2 weeks in.
Kevin Graham.
He was like, hey, I think you should probably delete a lot of your info. And I was like, why? I mean, I knew what I was getting myself into. I knew it was whatever. He's like, cuz if we go to away games, like, you're going to get destroyed. And then I deleted, like, more than half my Instagram that night.
Good for you. Good for you. I can't imagine. I'm just thinking right now, if you were to have played for my high school baseball coach, he would have smoked you.
No, he wouldn't have. No, he wouldn't have. He would never have known. That would be a hardworking kid. He'd say, man, this guy's just the athlete we need.
Okay. Well, let's talk about what he would like about you. So let's talk on the field. By the way, before we talk about on the field, I've been told that Servideo and John Rice Plumlee will be having an after show. So they're going to break down our show in a post Coach Clem live. If any of the 200 people that are rolling on here would like to go on to see JR and Ant break this thing down. We have given them a lot of content to talk about.
It's going to be a lot of JR talking, and Ant's just going to sit there and
oh no, I think Ant's going to have some things for it too. But we'll let them be them, and I'm sure some people will be very interested in going over there and listening to those two guys. And we're not even done yet. I mean, we haven't even gotten it.
Not even close.
Okay, so let's talk about on the baseball field, and I'm being sincere now. Well, I was being sincere the whole time. I was just exposing some things that I felt needed to be exposed. Here is what is unique about you. Whoever I can't remember which camp you said not the best arm that we've seen, not the fastest guy, all of that stuff is probably still true. And I say all that to say, probably of all of the freshmen, I'm trying to think through the freshman position players in 6 years of coaching at Ole Miss that I've coached, the only other guy that comes to mind right away is Keenan. You came in not scared. And I think the biggest thing in college baseball, especially at the upper levels, to having immediate success as a hitter. I think pitchers are a little bit different if they have like unbelievable stuff. The biggest component is coming in and believing that you belong. And I don't know why you did that, or how that happened, or if it was a product of how you were raised or how you were coached or whatever else. But I give you a ton of credit from the moment you stepped foot on the field. You were like, yeah, I'm the guy. And not in an arrogant way. You've never been that way. But to the point where I remember in that individual skill instruction time, I tried to break you multiple times. So I coached the infielders, and I remember hitting you fungos and trying to break you, right? Trying to make you either throw up from hitting you a bunch of, which you may have done at one point,
Almost.
which hitting you so many balls in a row that you would stop, or make you mad, make you not
That did happen.
enjoy being out there. That only happened a couple times. But I don't know. Explain to everybody how you were able to do that. Is that just, hey, I don't know how I do that. That's just who I am. Is it something that you told yourself coming in as a freshman? Is it something with the way your parents raised you, or someone that coached you, to have you have, in a really good way, have you have just supreme confidence in your ability without being super arrogant or anything like that?
I think two things. It was my mom, every time I would strike out, would tell me I was grounded. So, I never wanted to do bad. But I think the main thing, I actually had this conversation way early in the fall with Coach Mack. Rest in peace, Coach Mack.
He's not dead. He took a head coaching job in Charleston. Rest in peace would be the wrong hashtag on that one. Anyway, go ahead. We were just talking about it, and how I was doing in the fall, and I was like, just coming into it, I knew I wasn't the biggest, not the strongest. Like, there's nothing, like what A&M was saying was true. There's nothing really about me that would separate me from the rest of them. So I just kind of had to figure out like what would kind of separate me. And I was like, well, I've always been the energy guy. I've always, tried to have a lot of confidence. And I mean, of course there were times when I was scared, but you can't show it, So I just thought to myself, well, the only thing I can do that I can actually control is my energy every day. So that's what I try to do. And I've said this before. I think I said it when Ant was on here. It's amazing. So a lot of people probably just like you have asked me, like, man, what was special about this team, the 2020 team? What was the it factor? What was it about that team that was different? And I think we all knew that. And my response is always two responses. Number one, Servideo and Keenan in particular, being the two guys that were in our everyday lineup coming back, and A, those guys being really good. But B, those guys allowing the younger guys to just go play, like those guys not trying to be the tough guy, older guys. Hey, freshmen, be in your place. In fact, those guys almost welcomed y'all's personalities and all of that. So that was one thing. The second thing is I give a lot of the freshmen credit, or the new guys credit, but three guys in particular on the position player side, which I deal more with. You, and I hate to say it because I know he's on here, Plumlee, and Jerry and Ely. And Plumlee and Ely didn't even play every day, didn't have a ton of success. But you three have the ability to have a good attitude every day, be able to, and I think sometimes, and I think people know this, Coach B can sometimes be intimidating, especially to younger guys. But the three of you made me laugh multiple times where you would come out to practice and sometimes literally slap Coach B on the butt and be like, hey, what do we got today? You ready to go? And things like that don't happen very often, because we have some guys who go through their entire time here and walk on eggshells around Coach B. Now, you may say, hey, I still walk on eggshells around Coach B. But because of the three of you being young guys, and I don't know if it has something to do with football with those guys where they're not intimidated or what, but you in particular, because you were there from August 25th all the way through, your ability to come out and just be the same guy and have incredible energy, whether it was 95 degrees in September and we're just inner squatting, or we're playing the number one team in the country in Louisville opening weekend, just being the same person every day. I give you guys a ton of credit for that. And those two things, both Ant and TK, and then you three on the freshman side of things, I think helped everybody believe like, hey man, we are really good. So I think that is good. But the other thing, well, anything to say about that? You agree?
I do agree, but I would also say like first, everyone kind of had their own little role. Like people knew who were the talkative ones. If you weren't a talkative one, you didn't try to make yourself more than you were or whatever. But it was really because the older guys, honestly, like all the seniors and juniors, were so welcoming. Like we were invited to Miller's house like probably the first week we got there. You know, it was just they allowed us to be our own person, which was, I think that's really what helped us.
Yeah, huge. Yeah, that's awesome. On the field, and you had a really good fall, as I recall, swung and missed a little bit too much, something we really went to work on over the winter. And we're off to a great start. And I don't have your stats in front of me or anything like that, but we're hitting over 300. I think the surprising thing to people on the outside that they don't know about you is that you have power, you have pop out of a somewhat smaller size. And I'm not even trying to be funny, but a smaller guy. You have some power, and you know, we're off to a really good start. And so I think, obviously the challenge for you is, you know, sometime in your career, can we move to the left side of the infield? Do you have enough arm to go over and play on the left side whenever Anthony Servideo decides to leave? I think we have some options on the left side. I'm not saying it's your job, but you know, do you have enough arm to play over there? But we're off to a great start. So I guess
Wait, I don't get to say anything out of that?
Hold on. I guess my question, you can comment on anything I just said, plus take us through, almost like walk us through from the day you step foot on campus until, you don't have to tell the story, everybody knows it, of us sending you guys home and all that stuff. But take us through kind of what your mindset was and all of that. And if you would like to respond to anything I just said.
Yeah, well, we'll start with what you were saying. I actually did know, like, a main thing that would hurt me if I tried to go play on the left side, which, you know, Ant's coming back, so it's not a big deal. But
right.
His arm strength, I knew that. Everyone would joke about it. It's not as bad as it actually is, but whatever. But I have been working all summer for that, so, you know, I'm preparing to play on the left side if the opportunity comes.
At what point, or maybe you came in with this thought and it kind of rolls back into the previous question, at what point did you know, like, hey, I can do this? Like, I can play. They got to put me in the lineup. Like, I'm a guy. When did you start to have those thoughts? When did you know, like
that I could play anywhere? Like I was just in the lineup? Or are you talking about like I could have played?
No, like, hey, I got to be in the lineup. Like, I'm gonna help this team win. Like, I'm not gonna be a part-time player. Like, I'm gonna be an everyday guy. When did you know that, or what was your thought process in that?
I don't think I really knew till probably a week into Louisville series. Probably, I had a feeling, and even then, I didn't think I was playing second, and I definitely didn't think I was batting second. So that was the surprise. I tried to have the mindset from the very beginning that, you know, I belong here. I belong here. I should be a guy. That type of thing, but I didn't like truly know till probably a week till Louisville, and even then, I'll tell a story of it was a very, a Friday playing Louisville, and I honestly, I thought I was in the lineup. No one says anything for some reason. You don't know until the day of. That's great. But
I don't make out the lineup, so
I
you
know,
set up
I
with
know,
number
I
5.
know. But I remember the day before, I was like, hey, I was asking you, hey, should I go to the left or should I go to right? And you're like, you should probably head to left. So I figured in my head, all right, I'm playing left field.
Which is another good story. Rarely have you ever given me bad body language, like, like usually, like I said earlier, I gave you a compliment, like you're up for whatever, you'll do whatever. Got a little bad body language when I thought you may be playing some outfield.
No,
you were not happy about that. Like, whatever, I'm an infielder.
that's not true.
A little bit of that. No,
that's not true.
You're
making it seem like I was like, are you kidding me?
With your body, that's what I got a little bit.
No, it's not. It was just, man, I need to find an outfield glove.
Oh, that's tough.
But wait,
really? So you did not know, like you did not feel comfortable being an everyday guy until we were into the season.
And even after the first series, I didn't know.
Wow.
But
did you have a good first series? Did you play well against Louisville? I can't even remember. Like I can't remember like you specifically.
I played 2 games in the last inning of the Sunday game. I think I got 1 hit, so nothing crazy. I know I made an error the very first game I played. That was great.
All right. Can you tell the people the story? Our last game. We didn't know it was going to be the last game, but we're down in Monroe on the back end of a 2-day, Tuesday, Wednesday doubleheader. So we play a day game, and we got after them. So we're out to a big lead. But for people that don't know, in the dugout, those are kind of the dicey ones to be around Coach because he wants to play really clean, but like doesn't want to make it sloppy. So we're up. And I don't remember what it was. Let's say it's like 14-2. It's a lot to not very much. And they put on a couple, like, those sloppy runs late. And it ends up being like, let's say 14-6 or 7 by the end of it. There was a play that late in that game, as they're putting some like non-meaningful runs up late in the game, there was a ball hit to the right side. That gets through. It's a base hit. It scored a base hit. It was a base hit. That Coach Bianco felt like maybe you should have made the play. As I recall, it was to your glove side, to your left. You dove and didn't get to the ball. Directly after that, there was a mound visit, and it seemed like from the dugout, most of the mound visit was directed towards you. Can you give us the PG version of that mound visit? What was that all about?
Well, that was my second mound visit directed towards me.
What was the first?
We were playing a home game. I forgot. It was when Peyton threw a ball down and I was late to second base. And it was the same thing. I knew I should have been there. I didn't know he was, calling time to come talk to me, but I just remember him calling time and staring right at me the whole time. Like just walking with this, just walking like this and him staring at me. And I'm like, oh man, I'm about to get it. And yeah, he told me, the first time he told me, what the heck happened? And I was like, I was just late to the bag. And he questioned it. Why was I late to the bag? And he got on to me, and then that was it. And then the second time, I dove for a ball that I should have got to. Like, I could have made the play, probably. And called mound visit, same thing. Asked me what the heck happened. I was like, I dove for the ball. Like, I don't know what exactly. And he said, for lack of better words, that it was
a bad effort.
It was a real bad effort. I looked like what do you call it? A little leaguer diving just to get my jersey dirty.
Right.
That was basically.
So after that game, and correct me if I'm wrong here, And one thing I know that Coach B respects about you, and I do too. So after that game, I think Coach B came to you again and maybe apologize may not be the right word, but said that he may have, got caught up and maybe was too hard on you. And to your credit, you looked him dead in the eye and said, "No, you weren't too hard on me. I want you to coach me really hard." True or false? That's true, right?
Yeah, that's pretty true. He didn't. It wasn't really an apology. He was just like, "Look, I'm gonna get on to you, because I want you to do better," which I respected. Honestly, I'd rather you do that than not say anything at all whenever you think I can make the play. So yeah, sure. I told him, I want you. If I'm ever slacking, get on my butt.
Yeah.
So I respected that a lot that he said that.
Yeah, that's good parenting right there. I hope my
Thanks,
son.
Dad.
I hope my son does the same thing. All right, let's talk about the shimmy shake, little weird deal you do in the box. I will have everybody know on here that was not taught to him in college. Although I have not taken that away from him either. I want him to feel good in the box. But you were about to get smoked at some SEC ballparks for the little shimmy shake, hippie shake, whatever we want to call this thing. Cale Baker does a great imitation of it. I saw it on the season. Where was that thing born, and what is it? You have a girlfriend, so you're not trying to show any dance moves or anything like that. What is that?
Look, I don't know. I've always.
Hey, are you doing this on your phone or are you doing this on a computer?
It's on my phone.
All right, so back up a little bit. You got to go further back. We can't see. And here's what yeah. All right, and I need you to face that way. Hey, face that. Yeah. So, no. So the pitcher's over your left shoulder there. So you're setting up, and just give us what this looks like.
Well, my whole routine, I start walking through the box.
Yeah.
I take my steps in the box, and then I flip my bat up. I take a swing. I spit, and I try to hit my spit with the bat because I think it'll be good luck.
Right.
Do that. I'll set my bat down, get my signs, pick my batting gloves, whatever. Get in the box. Now I've always kind of had a little.
Wait, why are you hitting left-handed?
No, it's right. Wait, the pitcher's that way. Does it look left-handed? I can probably do it left-handed.
No, I don't need it left-handed. Do it right-handed.
So yeah, I normally have a little back, whatever you want to call it, bend that I would do just to kind of feel loose. And then this, I think it started out real subtle.
Wait, it's way more violent than that.
No, I just said I started out real subtle at first. It used to just be kind of like a little shake, and then eventually it just turned into, right there. And I'm ready to go. I couldn't tell you what it is.
Hold on. One more time, please.
Let me take my phone out. My keys out of my pocket.
All right.
So I get it. I'm up here.
Yeah.
First, I always like to stare the pitcher right in the eyes because
we got all that.
I'm real intimidated.
That's not what we're here for.
So yeah, stare at him. Maybe a back lean. 2 shimmies. Maybe one more if I'm feeling good, and then I'm ready. I couldn't tell you why I do it. I really don't know why. But it's just what's comfortable, and I know it looks weird. I definitely had to tone it down a little bit after the Louisville series because I got a lot of Twitter memes sent to me and stuff. So I toned it down, but I don't know. I couldn't tell you why I do it.
Yeah, it's strange.
Yeah. I was never taught it. I don't know why I do it. I don't even think I started doing it when I first came to school. I think mid-fall, all of a sudden I just started to. I remember Coach Mack would kind of make fun of me at first, and then it turned into, I don't know.
Hey, whatever works. The results have been very positive. So,
Thanks.
Yeah, no, that's, I just wanted to know what, and I think a lot of people, that's why we have 200 people on here. We're breaking some sort of record. They want to know too. I think that and the Hollister deal were two of the main things.
Brand ambassador.
Model. Another thing I got and this is always scary because when one of my sources just says, "Hey, ask him about fill in the blank," it's always scary because I don't know what's behind that fill in the blank.
We might have to hit a pass.
This is a family show, and if the fill in the blank,
I just don't want it to get too personal.
Yeah. So I guess I have to allow you to pass if you'd like to pass on this, but I strongly urge you not to pass if it's appropriate. All right? Yeah. Okay.
That's the first time. Coach Laugh.
He's late to the party. Laugh.
Of course. Probably shoving donuts down his throat or something.
Easy on the easy. Oh no. Okay. Explain P money to me.
Oh, cool. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. You're lagging over here, but as long as you can hear me. One time we were at travel ball, we went to Disney, and I got some sort of sticker, like I found it in the shop, and I wrote P money on it. So we were going around the rides in Disney, and I would walk up there in the line, and I would try to cut the line, and they'd be like, "What are you doing?" And I'd have like my friends behind me, and they're like, "You don't know who this is? This is P money." And so like everyone just everyone made it seem like I was famous. So I was like, "Yeah, you're not gonna let me in, really?" And they were like, "All right, fine." So then they would just let us in. We got into like all the rides. We skipped all the lines because I was P money.
Wow.
Yeah.
How about that?
You should try that trick.
Huh. Wow. That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Smart guy.
I asked Ant about this. I think it's a solid question for you too. Here's the thing. You and Ant became famous for your between the legs high five after games, and the guy who doesn't get enough credit is Dunhurst because he throws the guy out from the knees against Louisville, wins the series, so that thing becomes famous because you go ball spike, like Rob Gronkowski, ball spike on the ground out of emotion. I think you almost hit the guy sliding into second base with the spike, and then you and Ant do your deal, which I haven't heard this from Ant, but you were the one who said he's coming back to school next year, so everybody will be able to see it again next year. Yeah. But why was it that every single time, was it just bad camera work by Scott and the boys? Was it bad pick by Ole Miss Picks? But every single time I see a still shot of that or a video of it, and maybe I just have a bad angle, I don't know. But Ant is like a full head length higher than you, and it's almost like he's looking down at you, and he has to give a high five like right down here, and you're fully extended with the high five. Why is that?
Well, I think Ant's got a little like little man syndrome or something because he's a little smaller. He weighs, I think, about 10 pounds less. I'm a little stronger than him, probably have a better vert. So he will perfectly time it to where I jump first, and then he jumps. So as I'm coming down, the picture's taken. So I probably, if you watch the whole video of it,
which I have.
Up there. I mean, you saw it. I'm probably like half a body length ahead of him, but
I've never seen you higher.
Well, you probably saw a different video, but yeah.
In the ones that I see, and it's a lot of videos. I have a lot of time now, so I've watched all the highlights to make me feel good. Ant gets off the ground before you, and lands after you.
I don't know where you're getting at because everything that I've got, I'm way up there, so I don't know.
Interesting. Well,
but I have to give credit. That video blew up, but it didn't start with me and Ant. I think Ant and Gray were the first ones to start it.
Yeah, we went over that with Gray as well.
Yeah.
I think you and Gray would be a better jumping competition.
Yeah, because he's taller and I jump real high. I get it.
Yeah, something like that. What else you got for the people? How do you think Ant and JR will do in the post show? Will you tune in to watch? Will you tune in to watch JR and Ant break down our conversation?
Yeah, I'll watch it for sure. I'm gonna have to watch it while we play Monopoly. We actually stopped a Monopoly game, family Monopoly game.
Oh,
It's my dad's birthday, so happy birthday, Dad. 52.
Dennis, happy birthday.
Yeah.
Happy
We
birthday.
played a lot of golf in the front yard. We're gonna play some pool, probably some paper football. Right now we're playing Monopoly. But yeah.
What do you like? How far into this Monopoly can go a long time? How far into it?
Oh yeah. I just got a sweet deal. Got both the Boardwalk and Park Place. I think I gave somebody a pink or something.
Yeah, you're in good shape
There
now.
were 2 houses on that.
You need to get houses and hotels on that thing.
Oh, I got it.
Oh, people are in trouble when they roll up those blue. Yeah, man, that's
exactly.
I haven't played Monopoly for a long time. I appreciate the wholesomeness of the Chatagnier family. Will you say your last name for everybody?
Chatagnier.
Yeah, that's pretty good. It's funny. I've kind of come full circle. You're one of the few guys, like when you first got here, that I only called by his first name because I was a little intimidated to say your last name. I'm like, I'm going to screw this thing up. Luckily, I do the practice plan, so I learned how to spell the name very quickly. But then it really made me mad because depending on who you were around, like what your environment was, you would say it like I say it, Chatagnier.
Yeah.
But then in this setting, like you give it some real flair. One more time for us.
Chatagnier.
Yeah, that is big time. It's a great last name. And don't say you got to always say it like that. You got to own it.
Yeah, I know, but it's just longer when you say it like that.
Yeah, but it's great. That's your name. You got to feel good about it, and don't introduce yourself as I'm Peyton Chatagnier or Chatagnier. Don't do that.
I don't know.
That's not your last name.
You're right.
Own that thing.
I'm on it. Peyton Chatagnier.
Okay. All right. Well, that's all I got. Monopoly is gonna go deep into the night at your house. It's 8:00 right now. Monopoly's not gonna end anytime soon. Make sure whoever the banker isn't stealing money.
I know. They won't let me be banker for some reason.
I wouldn't either. There is no shot I would let you be the banker.
Yeah. We used to do the electronic Monopoly with the credit card, but it was way too easy to just sit there and punch in different numbers.
Well, I've never heard of it. I'm too old for that.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, everybody tune in. All 200 of you, let's tune in to the post show with Sir Video and JR. Should be a beaut.
Should be good. I think they're gonna tell a couple small tales that aren't right, but it's all right.
Hey, but listen, you need to give your dad the attention that he deserves and not be locked into the post show. Those guys will take care of that. They'll give the people what they want. You go play Monopoly.
I will. Yes, sir.
Hey, listen, you did a great job. I love you.
Love you.
And can't wait to get you back.
All right, I've been working on my cribbage game, so
you got no shot, buddy.
All right, coach.
All right, buddy. See ya.
Bye-bye.